Jeanette Carlson here from the BPS instructional team, and today I'm going to show you how to set up your gradebook in order for you to sync it to PowerSchool. So I'm in one of our trainer accounts here to model how to do this. And once you're in one of your courses, just slide on over and click on Grade Setup. Once you're there, you'll see categories at the top, and it defaults with no categories in there. So we need to go ahead and add our categories. You would add whatever categories you use in your classroom. So you click the Add button, and then I'm going to just add formative and leave it at total points and click Create. And then I'm going to click Add again and add summative. Now if you had other categories to use, you would go ahead and type those in and click Create. Now once I'm in there, I do want to weight my categories, so I'm going to go ahead and place a check mark in front of weight categories, and I'm going to go ahead and click in here and change my formative to 30 and my summative to 70. And then your grading periods and final weights, you will see the appropriate quarter or semester. It will look a little bit different than this training course. The other thing you might want to come down here and do is, you can see I have check marked, it defaults to unchecked, hide overall grade in student grade report. We like to check that because sometimes the students can get confused. They might see that they have an overall grade in Schoology of maybe a 92. But sometimes as a teacher, you don't have everything that they're doing in Schoology. So you may have some things you've graded on paper. So you have Schoology grades, plus you have some other things that you've hand entered into PowerSchool. And we want the students to understand that PowerSchool is always the end-all be-all grade, especially when you don't have everything in your Schoology gradebook. Those grades would not match. So this just hides that overall grade in Schoology. Students will still get their grades on individual assignments. There just won't be, hey, this is your grade in American history. That grade needs to be found in PowerSchool. Once you select those things, click on Save Changes. Once you're done creating all of your categories, one thing to remember is that you do need to do this for every course that you will be syncing grades for. So Schoology has a great little button over here in the upper right-hand corner where you can click Copy Settings. So click that. You can select which settings you would like to copy over. And definitely if you have rubrics, go ahead and copy those over. I'm just going to copy the categories and then come down here and you can select the courses that you would like to copy these settings to. Once you do that, click Copy, and those will be copied over into those other courses, so it saves you just a little bit of time. Now, the next thing you will do is come over here to PowerSchool and get things set up. We do not have that capability, so I'm going to hop on over and show you some screenshots of what to do next. So now you're looking at a screenshot of a teacher's gradebook, and after you get your category set up and your weight set up, you're going to go on the left-hand side and click on PowerSchool. Once you're there, you're going to click on Configuration at the top of the page. Once there, the first thing we'd like you to do under configuration is check mark the box that says automatically shorten assignment titles. Sometimes if the assignment titles get too long, too many characters, it gets confused when you sync it up with PowerSchool. So if you just do that from the start, you won't have any issues with that and you won't have any grades that don't sync over. Next, what you're going to do is you need to map your Schoology course categories to your PowerSchool course categories. So our PowerSchool categories are preloaded in there. You'll see them. So what you need to do is whatever categories you created in Schoology, you need to map them, basically link them to something in PowerSchool. So as you can see in this example, this teacher linked, looks like this teacher has a final category, formatives, and summatives. So they click the drop down and click final, and then they link that to final summative in PowerSchool. And then they went down to formatives and linked that to formative in PowerSchool. And then they linked their summative category that they created in Schoology to the summative category in PowerSchool. then click Save Changes. The thing you have to remember is, as it says on the left-hand side there, you must do this for every class. So go through that same process and then you'll be set up to go. Now, once you have everything set up, you can go back to the Gradebook tab on the left-hand side, and there you'll see your gradebook and any grades that you have in there. You can sync from the gradebook using those two arrows in the upper right-hand corner. Kind of looks like a circle. If you click on those, it will sync those grades over to PowerSchool. And then clicking the sync icon in the upper right corner of your Schoology gradebook does all of those at once. And everything in your Schoology gradebook would sync for you. Another tip for syncing your grades, as you can see on this slide, the sync at the top will sync all of the assignments that are in PowerSchool, but if you'd like to go back in and sync just one individual assignment, or maybe you don't want all of your grades in Schoology synced over, you would just go ahead and click on PowerSchool on the left-hand side of your screen, and then click on the tab at the top that says Sync Grades. And then here you will see a list of all of the assignments that you have synced, those that were successful and those that were not successful. If they're not successful, like the gradebook you're looking at right now, that is because this teacher has preloaded some assignments that are coming up in the future, and she hasn't put a due date on them, and she hasn't linked them to a category like formative or summative. So that's okay. She wanted to preload those. That's just why they won't sync. Once they are added with a due date and a category, you can just come in here and click the two arrows that look like a circle right here under Action, and click that and it will sync that individual assignment. Now, it's important to remember that if you have manually entered something for these assignments into PowerSchool, this will override those just for that assignment. So hopefully that will help you get your gradebook set up and ready to sync in PowerSchool. Thanks for watching.